So welcome everybody. In today's class we are going to continue from where we stopped, which is day 3 in our JavaScript tutorial. So today we are going to look at data type, and I said it in the first video, which is day 2. I said we are going to talk about number data type. So here is class. So what is exactly a number data type is? A number data type are integers and decimal values which can do all the arithmetic operations you think of. So those are number data types, and in JavaScript number data type combine the floating and then the integers, right? So if you don't know what is integer, means negative or positive number. That is what we call integer. And then floating numbers are numbers that have decimal points. So in JavaScript those numbers combine to give number data type. So here today is what we are going to be looking at. And so let me start writing in my screen right now. So how are we going to declare a number data type? We're just going to have a let, and then we're going to say, okay, maybe age, for example, age. I have to, like, you know, write some comment, say number data type, so I have to have like okay, let's move on. You know, I like using this thing, give me auto completion. So here we have, we're not done with number right now because we are going to talk about some some short methods of number data type. So methods are basically, you know, like things that allow you to manipulate the data type, right? So that is all about method. So here we have what? Here we have number num1, which is 42, and then num2, which is 3.14. This approximately maybe 5, I think. And this 42 is what we call the integer, right? And this 3.142 is what we call floating numbers. So this 42 can be negative, right? But even if it is negative, it's still integer, because that is the definition of integer. A negative or positive number is what you call integer. So that's it. Now if I try to cancel the log, this thing here, I'm going to see my output is going to be what? My output is going to be 42, and as well here the output is going to be floating point number, which is what? 3.14. Yes. So this is what we are going to see in our output. Before we run this, you know, I have to Ctrl S, save it, and then if you really want to see the output on your console, right? So because this thing you're not going to see it on your screen, but rather in your console, as you're seeing, is JavaScript day 3, and so you have to click Ctrl Shift I to open your console, and then I have a lot of things going on in my console. So if I move on off, you are seeing integer 42 and then floating point number 3.14. So this is something that is coming from our word, from our here integer. This, and then here if we try to make this into h, and here it should be fries maybe, and try to exchange it, you know, the output and everything is going to change. And also this thing, the output is going to be, yes, actually 42, and this thing is going to be, let me put, you know, my age. You guys can guess my age, but I'm going to pick it, right? I'm going to pick it, and I'm not going to put my actual age, so that, you know, to have a girlfriend that she's not, you know, this thing. Actually, yes, forget about that. So my age is going to be, I'm going to pick it. I say, let's say I'm 22, but that's actually not true. Yes. So you see the output is also changed 22, and we kind of have fries like 3 and something like this. So the fry is going to be maybe change. Let's see, the fry is going to be it is the price of t-shirt, maybe let's see $100. Of course I'll change the output to $100. Ctrl S. If we go to our console, we have to see the output change also. Go off a little bit. See, integer. So here's I forgot to name this like integer, like my age, and then price. So you can do that here, but the main here is what is to explain what is integer and what is floating point number is. So how once we understand this, I think we are going to move on to what some of the numbers methods. So I'm not string right now, but number method, of course. So number method, this is what we are going to be looking at. So number methods. So this number method allow us to manipulate number and do a lot of stuff with number. So the first number method I think we are going to look at here right now is what is we are going to talk about phi, right? Yes, phi. Normal phi, as you know, phi in mathematics. So phi is also here. So I'm going to say okay, phi. The reason why in JavaScript mostly some of the constant, something that is constant in JavaScript, you write it in capital letter. So phi is going to be like this. So I'll say equal mass.phi, because I want to use the masked this thing. So here we have, and the output is going to be something like this, and then around phi. So if I want to write around numbers, it's some specific decimal places, I can do that using this. To fix, I say okay, 2. I want 2 in 2 decimal places. I want the number. Consider log phi. Consider log around phi. But that's not the only things I want. I can use what? I can use let's say for example, I say I'm going to use, let me create another constant. Let's say gravity, right? Gravity. So I'm not going to use this acceleration around gravity. So I'm going to say okay, mass that round gravity, right? So I'm going to see gravity. Output is going to be gravity, which is 10. So why is it 10? Is because round, this round method is what is going to round the elements to the nearest integer, and then acceleration due to gravity is 9.81. So since it is 9.81, it's going to round it to the what? Nearest integer. So rounding to the nearest integer, I'm going to say okay, around the nearest integer, of course. So it's going to round it to the nearest integer. Output of gravity, you are going to see the output here, which is gravity, and then the rounded gravity is also going to be printed. So let me like for example console.log another one, which is console.log I will say a round of cell. Round of. So this cell allow me to round the number off. You see, I have 4.2. So since I'm going to round it off, it's going to be 5. And I have what again? I have flow, and flow allow me to round the number down. Since I have this 4.7, so it's going to be 4. It doesn't care whether this 7 is reached a number where you can do rounding off, like how this round method is doing this round method, round the number to the nearest integer. So this flow is going to round the number, so these dates, those are them. So after that, this is the output. That is why I'm not running this in my console, so I have to maybe delete this. So I'm also going to console log of cross. That's what I want. Absolute value, power, min max, of course, rounded numbers. Those are all some of the method used by a number. So these are them. Let me explain this. As you have seen, we explain this gravity. We see acceleration due to gravity, and then this round is going to round the number to the nearest integer, and then gravity, this is going to cancel the original gravity. That is why we fit it here. The output is going to be original, which is 9.81, and the rated gravity is going to be, since we use round, right, it's going to be 10, of course. And then now we see round off. Master seal is going to round off the numbers. It doesn't care whether the number is 1 or something like that. So these two, it doesn't ever reach this where you are going to round down your numbers like to the nearest integer, but just round it off. So there are some cases maybe you like to use the seal method, but I don't use it a lot actually, so I don't even say that I have never used it somewhere else. So master flow is going to round down the integer or number. So here we have 4.7, and then flow is going to round down the numbers. So it's going to be 4. It doesn't care about the 7, and then sqrt means square root. So as you know, the square root of 16 is actually 4, right? So the output of square root of 16 is 4, right? Because square root of 16 is 4. So if you are in a situation where you want to get the square of something, just use this method. And then this absolute means it doesn't care whether the number is positive or negative. Whatever happens, just bring me the positive number. So that is the absolute, right? So absolute value. And then power. This power is also a word, a JavaScript method. So you see 2 to the power of 3 is going to be 2 power 3, right? And 2 power 3 is normally 8. So the output is going to be actually 8. So see, and then mean here is going to be check maybe here is an array of numbers, right? And then so just search through the array and then find the minimum value. So the minimum value as you're seeing is 1, and then the maximum, the one at the bottom, the maximum value in the array is 4. So that is why we get 4 in our output. And JavaScript has another word, random number generator, and this random number generator allow you to get a random value or element from array or something like that. And the way it works is what random number between 0 and 1 or 0.9999 approximately is 1. So it's going to allow you to do that. So if you have a mass.random, this mass.random is the method. Is a method that allow you to get a random number between 0 and 1. So consider like random number between 0 and 1. So that is why we say consider like random num. So here the output we are going to see is we are going to see 0 point something. Maybe we are going to get a number like output random number between 0 and 1. So we are going to get maybe 0 0.1, 0 0.33, 0 point something like that, but we are not up to 1, right? And then here we see random number range. Here we are giving it a range, right? We are giving it a range. So I'm going to even write a short something on this. We are giving this thing a range. Okay, we see. Okay, start get random numbers from this place to this place. That is what we are doing. So we see, if you don't understand here, that is why we say our flow allow us to round down a specific integer or number. So here we have 4.7. So we round down it towards 4, right? So here we are going to get a random number from 0 to 1, and that number we are going to multiply that number. We are going to multiply that number with 10. But don't forget, we are not going to get up to 10. Maybe it's from 0 to 9 because the other number is not included. So that is why we add 1 at the end, right? We add 1 at the end. So at the start, random number between 1 and 10. So someone will say, oh, here we write 10 and then we add 1. It's because it's going to be from 0 to 9 actually, and then if we add 1 it's going to be 10. So here is going to, this is how it's going to work. Here we are going to get the number from 0 to 1 and then multiplied by 10. If we multiply it by 10, so maybe let's say here we have let's see this random between 1 and 10 random value. So let's say we have a number like 2, right? If you have a number like 2 for something, and then we add 1 is going to be 3, and then floor is going to round down the number, and it's going to be 3, not 3 for something like that. So now I'm going to Control S, save this thing. Only here we are going to see our output as we wrote here. We are going to see our output clearly right here. So here is the value of our phi. Then here is the rounded phi, which is 3.14 because we use toFixed method. And then here we use gravity, and here is the original value of the gravity, which is original, and the random gravity, which is 10 because we use what? We use round method here. So here we use round off because it's still, don't forget, here is originally 4.2 and then here is originally 4.7, but it's round down towards 4 because we use floor here. So this is what is happening. So square root of 16 is 4, as you have seen. Absolute value of negative 10 is 10. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Maximum value of this is 1. Minimum, and then the maximum is going to be 4, right? So random number between 0 and 1. So the random number for the first time here, this is what we are talking about. This random number from between 0 and 1 is going to print out this. We're going to get this in our console, 0.88, something like that. So we are going to get this random number between 1 and 10. So that thing that we put right now, we say, okay, we want to get random number from 0 to 1 and then multiply it by 10. And if we multiply it by 10, we are going to get some result, right? So that result plus 1. Okay, before that, this thing is going to like method flow is going to make the number to be in integer, right? Only integer, right? And then if we say plus 1, are going to, for example, let's say we get 0.8, something like that we get earlier. So if we get that and say, okay, that's 0.8, something like that, multiplied by 10, we are going to get some result. That result we get floor by this method flow, and then plus 1, and then we get single result. So we do not out of range actually. So that is what is happening. So this is the end of this thing that we talk about. Alright, there's the end. And for anyone who doesn't understand this thing is actually simple and easy. There are some of the things that you are not going to ever use them, so don't feel overwhelmed. So there are other some of the mask method, for example, maybe we don't need to cancel those, but you can say console.log some log of 10, actually. So natural logarithm of e, you can sine 90 multiplied by 5 divided by 180. Some really good mathematics here. Cos and sine, those are, if you want to use some mass this thing, so those are them. I mean, mass the sine. So you're going to get an angle 90 times, mass the phi divided by 180 multiplied by 90. Sine of 90 degrees, right? Cos of 0 degree is 1 actually. Tangent of 45 degrees is 1. Yes. So these are some of the mass methods, or you can say mass functions we look at right now, and we close this thing. So if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section below, and in the next class we are going to be talking about string. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, subscribe the video if you like it, and then share it to others. And here we are going to be learning a lot, JavaScript, and then some data analysis as well, because on my spare time I used to learn some of things related to data analysis or data science. So I'll be sharing with you those things inside this channel by God's grace. So I think that's all for the video. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.